This audience is watching what the film critic for After Dark magazine has called the most terrifying movie I have ever seen.
Leave me alone!
Jill, we traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Just get out of that house.
Every babysitter's nightmare becomes real when a stranger calls.
Don't these people listen? He was told to stay in the car, gets out of the car, where's that get him? His head chopped off. Stupid simpletons. I wonder what happens at the end. Oh, well, I didn't see that coming. Well, you know, all right, sometimes the book is better than the movie. How you doing? I am Keith the Don Tomasso. I was just sitting here enjoying the book The Wolfen by Whitley Strieber. In 1981, a motion picture came out based upon the book. It was directed by Michael Wadley and it starred Albert Finney. It was put out by Warner Brothers. It was a good film. I saw it on video cassette. Didn't get a chance to see it in the movies. But as I mentioned in 1981, that brings up a very, very good topic. The 80s. The 80s were a great time. It had your rise of the video store era, 1984. I was there, where you can go into a video store and you can go out and rent things like this, good old video cassettes, VHS, and you just take them, pop them into your machine and enjoy. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, great film. Tobe Hooper. Gunnar Hansen. I mean, independent films back then were great. Films in general back then were great. Horror films were awesome. We were introduced to a lot of great horror films in the 80s, also in the 70s. We were introduced to exploitation films, horror, slasher, supernatural, demonic, splatter films. I mean, you name it, we were introduced to it. Films like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, My Bloody Valentine, Hell Night, Blood Beach, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hellraiser. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I mean, we saw a lot of great films back then. We had films about killer animals. We had films about killer insects. We had films about serial killers. We had true-to-life films. We had ghost stories like The Entity and Poltergeist. All great films came out in the 80s and the 70s. Nowadays, you get all remakes. You see remakes of My Bloody Valentine, remakes of Friday the 13th, remakes of Halloween, remakes of Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, remakes after remakes after remakes. You never see an original idea now. Nowadays, you probably see 1, 2, 3 coming to your theater. But back in the 80s, you were in your glory when you went to the movies. When you went to see horror films back in the 70s and 80s, you sat back and you enjoyed them. I mean, you looked forward to that theater to go dark. You look forward to those words to come onto the screen. Not the words of the title of the film, but those words, coming attractions, or coming soon to a theater near you. Followed by that good old monogram, rated R. I mean, those were the great days. You always waited patiently, heard the crackling of the film, then you heard the eerie music follow, and then that creepy voiceover that narrates the clippets of the film that they were talking about coming soon. Yeah, those were the great days of film. I mean, nowadays you do see coming attractions, but back then in even the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, there was something about those coming attractions, those trailers of horror films that really grabbed you. And it usually was done by a lot of them was done by the same voiceover when the 70s and 80s were. But it was just, it brought you into the story before the film was even out. It sold the film, it pitched the film to you. You were hooked as a fan of horror. And that's what the show's about. Retro Creepy Drive-In was brought to you by Doc Society Entertainment to let you fans enjoy those days back when you sat at the drive-in or the movie theater and you had your big box of popcorn, you had your drink, you had whatever snacks or candy, and you sat back, and when that screen came on, that light, and the theater went dark or the drive-in went silent, you heard "coming soon" to a theater near you, and then followed by those trailers. Well, that's what we're going to bring you. We're going to bring you a series of those trailers from yesterday. Some of them from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, but they're from the great days of film. And so the Don is going to sit back with you and enjoy as we go through a series of these trailers, and as the series goes on, we'll bring you even more. So, and it'll be all hosted by yours truly, the Don. So let's sit back, go get some refreshments, and enjoy as we take a trip back where film was great. Horror film was great. And I hope you enjoy.
The unseen.
Hello, is anyone there? Hello?
For too long it has been hiding. Waiting. Watching. It is the unspeakable. The uncontrollable. It is the unseen.
Help! Somebody please!
The unseen. There has never been a nightmare as real, a terror as evil, a film as frightening as the darkness where it lives. The unseen.
Do you believe in fairies?
Do I believe in fairies? Daytime. Nighttime. Playtime. Fright time. It's always time for scream time. Scream time. Tales of the supernatural, the unbelievable, and the unknown. Tales so bizarre, so unexpected, and so terrifying. You'll be talking about them when you aren't screaming. Scream time. It's the very latest thing in nightmares. Scream time.
Are you afraid of the dark?
being alone? Or are you willing to explore the unknown, holding back your fear, allowing your natural curiosity to guide you, despite warnings? Disappearances. Premonitions. And the horrible feeling you have always been watched.
Someone there?
But what if this is a nightmare? And you are its prisoner. Silent scream. When the terror is so sudden, there's no time to scream.
In this hospital, your next visit may be your last.
All visitors, please leave the hospital. Dr. Len wants...
Visiting hours, so frightening you may never recover. Starring Lee Grant, William Shatner, Linda Pearl.
Beneath the city of New York are living catacombs, an endless maze of subterranean tunnels, unfit for anything human, unauthorized for anything experimental.
Hold it! There's something moving up ahead at the top!
And unlikely to bring anyone down there. So, they're coming up. Chud. Chud, check your basement and your bathroom. Keep off the street and try to hide. But remember, the dark is their place. The night is their time. And tomorrow, the only things living in the city of New York will be Chud. Chud. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Chud. They're not staying down there anymore.
It lives 50 feet beneath the streets. It's 36 feet long. It weighs over 2,000 pounds. And it's about to break out.
You're looking at the one who saw it. And it was big.
You said it was dark. Now, perhaps you were mistaken. An alligator half that size would starve in a week.
He kept coming up with some garbage about alligators in the sewers.
Alligators in the sewers?
Once it escaped, there was no way to stop it.
No! No! The safety of the public is my job.
It could be anywhere.
There he is.
Ready to attack at any moment.
You know, I've seen what this animal can do. You'd better take all the help you can get.
Keep coming. At first, no one believed it. Now, no one will forget it. Alligator.
Somewhere in the Australian outback, he's waiting.
Something big scared him away.
Like what?
I don't know. But it was huge. It was as big as a rhino.
Jake Cullen, the obsessed hunter, determined to stop it.
To come to the waterhole to drink.
Jake, get some help. Andy will...
No, he's mine.
You're about hunters.
Animal campaigner?
And dumped at the Pet Pack Cannery 8 miles west of here.
The American animal campaigner who got more than the story she bargained for.
Don't rub her up! She wasn't very popular around here.
What'd you do to my wife, Benny?
And the crazed brothers who protected their own secrets at all costs.
You ask too many bloody questions, you know that?
Do you know what happened to her?
Razorbacks.
Carl Winters searching for the answers.
Godless vermin. He's only got 2 states of being. Dangerous or dead.
That boar destroyed his life.
Now, listen, Bill, you're in the middle of bugger all here, so for Christ's sake, don't go walkabout. We'll never find you. Now, we'll be back in 5 or 6 hours.
Gregory Harrison, in his first major motion picture, running for his life.
If you're gonna do it, just bloody do it.
Hello?
Come on, man! Shoot me! You finished the kangaroo! Shoot me!
Produced by Hal McElroy from Australia's hottest new director, Russell Mulcahy. Razorback.
He's only got 2 states of being.
Dangerous or dead. Razorback.
Dear Mr. Ames, your resume indicates that you may be just the person to assume the managerial duties at KLRN-TV and free me to continue my work in sensitized videotapes. Don't be put off by our present limited facilities. The success of my experiments will soon permit KLRN to capture a much larger share of the viewing public. Sincerely, W.H. O'Brien.
Get me the police. Yeah, I'm in trouble. There's this big...